3, 2, 1. Oh my God, that's cold.
Wow, that was really cold.
Oh God, almost got a brain freeze. Welcome back, guys, to the coldest podcast in all the Midwest. You Betcha Radio. It feels great. We're here in the You Betcha bunker, the first ever office for You Betcha, which is absolutely wild. We got a great podcast ahead of you, and we'll hear from our sponsors, and then let's just get into the show. Here at You Betcha, we know that life is way too short to hold your own drink, and that's why we have the Bev Buckle. Now, the Bev Buckle is a belt buckle that is the world's first retractable drink holder. And I tell you what, this thing holds your Busch lattes like a charm. They are handmade here in the U.S., and these guys were also on Shark Tank. So they are the perfect gift for someone who loves to drink Busch lattes, but, just doesn't want to be bothered with the fact of holding the Busch latte. You can find these guys on their social media at BevBuckle or on their website, bevbuckle.com. That's BevBuckle.com. And if you want 15% off of your order, use promo code YouBetcha with no space. That's YOUBETCHA. You Betcha, promo code 50% off at bevbuckle.com. And I hope that you guys love your Busch latte holder. I want to talk to you guys about U Motors, Motorsports and Marine, located in Fargo, North Dakota and Pelican Lake, Minnesota. They have all of the best brands: Honda, Yamaha, Ski-Doo, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, Nautique boats, Super boats, Supreme boats, all of the boats, and even Avalon pontoons. If you mention this ad, you can get 20% off parts and accessories, and obviously some exclusions may apply, but you can get 20% off parts and accessories. You can check them out on Facebook, Instagram, but also at their website, umotorsinc.com. Again, that's umotorsinc.com.
I would venture to say it's almost the nectar of the gods. Back, baby, back. I want my Busch. Oh my God, that's cold.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome back to the second You Betcha podcast. Remember, you can find us on all social media platforms at You Betcha. That's at You Betcha. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We're putting out fresh content every week, new videos, new DIY projects. And for this podcast, we are sitting in the brand new You Betcha bunker.
Oh, guys, don't forget that we got shirts on sale too.
We do have the shirt
How
sales.
does Ryan, the t-shirt guy, forget about the shirts? That's absolutely wild to me. Yeah, right. They're on the website, youbetcha.com. New Nectar of the Gods, but all the other shirts we had before, you can find them on the website.
I was too concerned with keeping you on task.
Yeah. We'll get into what we learned from the first podcast, but
It's going to be interesting. Podcast number 2, as we said, is in the brand new You Betcha bunker. It's been a little bit of a process trying to find a space to get Miles out of his regular living room.
we are out of the living room, guys. It feels amazing.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. We got a new setup. Lighting's a little bit better. We got the cool backdrop, and
Well, not the cool backdrop yet, right?
not
We
yet.
still got a lot of
but
work to do.
it's still cool. Like it's
Yeah, so
all
like,
like the originals.
yeah, so like right now it's basically a shop, because this is the audio visual tour of the shop. It's a 1,500 square foot shop space. There's a bathroom, there's an office, but really what we care about is the big shop space, because we're going to kind of make it into a cool hub of creating content. There'll be a spot where we can do videos. There'll be a spot where behind us right now, if you're watching the video on YouTube, will be eventually the Busch bar. And we'll put up a bar there. We'll have a kegerator, a Busch Light. That'll be pretty cool. Throw some stuff up on the walls, make it like a man cave in here, really. And then in one corner, we got some AstroTurf down and some couches and eventually a TV. But really what I want to do is just DIY this entire office and kind of do a series around that. And this table actually we're sitting on was the very first one. It was like the most simple DIY you could ever do. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I think that it's going to be cool content, but also it's not in my living room.
Yes, you finally get a change of pace. It's going to be nice because you get to probably see a few more people than you normally do. People want to come hang out here versus
Yeah, I
hang
can
out in
have
your
like
living room.
meetings here and stuff,
Right.
which is a change of pace. But yeah. So our first podcast, we sat back, we absorbed it, and we had a lot to learn, obviously.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting looking back at it. For one, just like you're in the moment, you're in the podcast, you get done, you think you're off to a good start, but then you go back and watch it and you're like, holy smokes.
Yeah. So
We could have done that different and we could have done that different.
we did want it to just kind of be a open-ended podcast and talk about mostly like what's the You Betcha story and how we got to where we are. But so one thing that I learned is we need to segment it out a little bit. Cause there was like, we talked for like 30 minutes straight, I think at one point
About the Bird Box Challenge.
Yeah. So sorry about rambling, guys, on something that wasn't, as interesting as some of the other stuff, but
I feel like it was though, because people were
it was
doing
hot.
ridiculous
Hot.
things.
Yeah. But I think just breaking it up a little bit for attention span is one thing that we learned. I think another thing we learned, which you didn't know until I just told you, but Ryan got some facts wrong. So he's
I
not only
questioned him on
Ryan the
that.
t-shirt guy, he's Ryan we now got to make him the fact checker guy. But it was like minor stuff, whatever. What was something that you learned from the first one?
I think the one thing that stuck out the most was not plugging any social media platforms. It's like we're running a business
Our whole
that is
business.
based off of social media. And if someone just stumbles across us on Spotify or iTunes, they're going to be like, well,
What
where
is
am I supposed
this?
to find these guys?
Why
This is
are they talking about Busch Light?
just-
Um,
Little do they know.
Yeah, another thing I learned is don't predict sporting events before they happen, or do a whole segment about thinking that it's going to happen after we do the podcast, even though 3 days later,
Yeah.
we're talking about how Bama's going to win and Clemson just routed them. So
Yeah.
another thing, don't try and predict sports.
Yeah, so the game was on Monday. The podcast was going to release Wednesday. If you listen to the podcast probably halfway through, on Wednesday, we were trying to predict the Bama Clemson game. So it was useless conversation.
Yeah, it was an absolute mess. So
At the time on Sunday night, it sounded cool because we were like trying to predict the game, and neither of us were close.
Yeah.
But
So that was a disaster. Dumpster fire, I think you could actually say on that one. Another thing is make sure that we're recording on video the whole time because we missed part of the video. Yeah. So
I think
that's just part of doing the first podcast.
one thing that I really noticed too was I feel like no one, like you're really just paying attention to the way you talk and the way you present yourself. And I just noticed myself laughing a lot. And,
Yeah, you had a case of the giggles, Ryan. You were
and for me, you're not as funny as some people think. You are.
okay. All right.
So I was like, why am I laughing so much? Am I doing this for the podcast? Am I,
I know that
am
you
I
get
trying to fit in with the viewers of
I know
Betcha,
that you
or-
got probably nervous around me, Ryan, because I just kind of have that effect on people.
I was just trying to impress you.
What? I
to
just had a
impress.
bush burp. What ended up happening to him is he looked deep into my big brown eyes and he just got lost in them and just started giggling. I think is what happened. But
Yeah, I mean,
whatever,
it
Ryan,
happens.
little bromance moment for you.
You live and you learn. Podcast number one's behind us.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so that was kind of what we learned from the first podcast is could have been like 30 times better, but we planned it out a little more this time. So I think it's going to hopefully flow better and be better.
But just think about like podcast number 50 when that comes around. It's like
Yeah,
looking
hopefully-
back at podcast number one is going to be, and I'm going to be just like blank face the whole time. I'm going to just laugh less and less at you and your
well,
jokes.
hopefully you still have a job here, because you never know, Ryan.
Yeah, hopefully those prints get lined up and people get the right
Yeah,
sizes of
we're gonna get
t-shirts.
emails of people saying that they didn't get their shirt, and that's when
That would be good.
You'll know exactly when that happened because Ryan, it'll just be me sitting here by myself. But
You'd just be waiting for me to walk through the door.
yeah, no
See?
way. Yeah, get out of
So
here,
what
Ryan.
went wrong the previous day? Cool. So
So part of learning from the first podcast, we got some segments for
Breaking
you.
into segments. Yeah. I think a good first segment to kind of kick off the You Betcha Bunker is, Miles, what's on your mind?
That's what this segment's called, is what's on Miles, what's on your mind. So what's on my mind this week is, and I think other people do this as well. You go to the liquor store, right? And if you have any sort of extra time, and I'm not talking like 20 minutes, I'm talking, you got a couple minutes. You're not necessarily just in a hurry. I mean, if you're late for something, obviously you're going to be in and out. You're going to be in and out of the liquor store, right? But
because you know what you're going in there for.
Right. Well, no, so that's where I'm getting here is we all know what we're going in for. Mm-hmm. I go into the liquor store and what am I going to buy? I'm going to buy Busch Light 100% of the time. I'm not buying anything else. That's what I go in there and buy.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I have any extra time, I browse the other sections like I'm going to buy it. Like
100%.
I venture over to like the
expensive brandy or
I go look at brandy. I never drink brandy ever. Or I go to like the spice rums. I'm like, oh, they have a cucumber melon flavor now. I bet that tastes weird or different or girly or whatever. But why am I doing that? I literally should just go in and out. I don't know why I do that. Do you do that?
All the time. Now that you say that, I think one of the stops is always by like your least favorite booze too. The one that gives you the worst memory, looking back at like your college years or
you just
like
stand there,
late high school years, like, oh my God.
I go over, for me, that section would be the Fireball section.
Ooh.
I could go over there and I could stare it down and just be thinking terrible thoughts full of vomit and blackness.
Yeah, it's not good.
So
and why you do that, I don't know.
If anyone sees me at a bar and you try and buy me a Fireball shot, you can get the hell out of here because I just won't take it because I got some bad experiences under my belt.
You know what I just learned? I don't know. This is probably 6 months ago. You go on a party bus or you're in a atmosphere group of people. You have like Slap the Bag, the friends. You have
slapping the bag, man.
But they have bags of Fireball now. If that could get any more dangerous.
That sounds like an absolute disaster.
That sounds like a Brad and Chad Friday night. Like, let's get the bag of Fireball, bro. And let's.
It sounds like your people, Ryan. I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, I'm the t-shirt guy.
Yeah. No, but you're absolutely right that like you do go to like ones that you hate, but also like
nostalgic.
You also just like look at the other, like I go and check out like, hey, I wonder what Bud Light's doing this week. And I go over there and it's just sitting there like it normally is, but I still look like browse.
You know what else I do too? I don't know why, but I end up looking at the prices of each different case of beer. Like,
oh, Bush burp.
Like, why is an 18 pack of Coors Light Pounders cheaper than an 18 pack of 12 ounce regular cans? I get it. They get warm faster and like.
You mean, so one thing too, on top of that, of like looking at other stuff, why do they, who would ever buy the warm beer that is just sitting out in the middle of the aisles? Like, even if I'm going to buy a bunch at a time and store it, I'm still going to buy the cold stuff for whatever reason. I'm not going to buy the stuff that's just sitting in the room temperature.
Have you ever had skunky beer though? When you buy it from
not
the
a
fridge,
Busch Light. Corona is like the skunkiest beer of all time.
Skunky in a sense where you buy it from the fridge, you let it get warm, you cool it down again when you're about to drink it, and it just has this weird
skunky beer is the worst.
But I feel like that's like the cycle of like cold to warm to cold.
It's also, I'm about to get real nerdy beer on you, Ryan.
All right, wait. Are you
so I'm going to put
inner Hans out?
I'm going to get, so for those who don't know, Hans is my alter ego who likes craft beer. And he wears an oversized beanie and a scarf. Nice Bush burp.
Thanks.
And he knows a lot about why beer gets skunky. Yeah. Now, Ryan, Hans is here. I should have like a beanie here that I put on when I talk like Hans. That the more light that the beer is exposed to, the skunkier it's going to get. So your beer that comes in a can is less susceptible to be skunky because no light is getting into the beer, right? In bottles, that's why beer comes in dark bottles, is because less light can get into the beer because it's a darker bottle.
Whoa.
That's why Corona is so skunky, because it comes in a clear bottle.
Right.
And so that's why you have to mask the skunky beer with a lime. And that's why every Corona gets a lime, because it's terrible beer and tastes terrible. They got to mask it with a lime.
Every Corona is skunky. Every Corona gets a lime.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So
thanks, Hans.
That was Hans, the craft beer drinking hipster. But yeah, so I got one more thing that's on my mind, and actually leads into our first ever interview on the podcast.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah. So what I noticed, so I went down to Kingsley, Iowa, and I shot a bunch of guns with some dudes.
Which is always fun.
Yeah, man, it's a blast. But I was sitting there and I realized something about just male camaraderie events, right? You're either sitting in a garage hanging out, you're maybe playing bags or cornhole, whatever you prefer, or you're sitting around, you're shooting guns, whatever. There's something that's always going to happen. There's going to be a group of guys standing around watching someone do something.
Right.
And then it just turns into the biggest ball busting session of all time. Right. So, and it's not like really mean, like, hey, your wife's cheating on you or like something like that. But it's stuff like, for example, when I was shooting guns with them, there's a guy shooting left-handed, and
he actually left-handed.
He shot the gun left-handed.
Okay.
Yeah, like he actually did it.
Okay.
For normal. And he missed, we all miss. And some guy, shouts out, hey, the reason why you miss is because you're shooting it with the wrong arm. And then everyone laughs and like the little like,
yeah,
back and forth. And then he usually comes back with something like, it's still better shot than you, or something like that. And it's just back and forth and back and forth, and it's just constant. And and it's nothing like gonna like ruin anyone's like feelings or anything, but it's just a constant, what'd you do? You shot that one with your eyes closed or what? Or,
And you hope it's like, well, because you can fall back on the excuse of you shoot right-handed, but you're just like screwing around and trying to show off and shoot left-handed.
Yeah.
And you can't get made fun of, because then you're just like, well, I'm actually right-handed.
Yeah. There's always an excuse guy that's in the group too.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was very funny to witness the ball busting sessions that is every male camaraderie event.
It's got to be there.
Just back and forth.
So on the other
classic
side of
dad jokes, really.
Yeah, on the other side of the spectrum, what would like the female version of ball busting be? You get a group of females together. Are they like, what are they trying to?
I don't know.
What are they trying to roast each other about? They have to be. That's
I don't think they roast each other.
That's
I think
part of good friendship.
All of our female listeners, we are not females, so we do not know what happens when you go to a female camaraderie event. Let us know what the female equivalent is to ball busting.
Drop in the comments.
All right.
That'd be interesting to listen to.
So that segues into the interview I did with Brett and Sam. Sam's from Schiwerks. He does Cerakote jobs on guns, and they are the guys behind the Bush Latte gun. It's ice fishing season again, and the only thing colder than the ice below your feet is the bushel in your ice house. And what better way to consume those bushels than with the ultimate bush consumption device, the Deer Bong. The Deer Bong is an antler-shaped beer bong that holds 16 ounces of your favorite beverage. You can get 10% off at thedeerbong.com using code FROZEN, FROZEN, at thedeerbong.com. Again, that is code FROZEN for 10% off at thedeerbong.com. So we're here in Kingsley, Iowa. We have Brett and Sam hanging out with us. First thing I got to do is crack a Bush Latte. I know they already got theirs rolling in their koozies, but It's even cold still here in Kingsley, Iowa. So guys, today we hung out, got to meet you and all your guys' friends that love to blow stuff up, shoot some guns, hang out. But obviously the reason why I'm here is the Bush Latte gun. And Brett, this is your baby. This is your gun. So just walk me through, introduce yourself, and then walk me through kind of how you got to the point of wanting Bush Light on the side of your gun.
All right. So
yeah, you can just talk like pretty. There you go. Yep.
So Brett Roof from Cherokee, Iowa. To be honest, I was at work. We call them safety meetings with the guys that you got to hang out with today. We'll do a safety meeting every now and then.
And safety meeting, you mean get together, have a few beers.
Yeah, during lunch, whenever, 2 o'clock, 1
talk
o'clock.
about safety, pretend to talk about safety is what you're saying?
Yep,
or what?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just for the listeners, they know what you're talking about with safety.
So safety meetings are we get together, drink a few lattes, and hang out, and that's what we tell the wives. We're having safety meetings. So
and then you just decided, you know what, I love this beer so much that I need it on the side of my gun, or what?
it was real close to that. So I'm at work having a Bush Light at lunch, like any normal Iowan would, right? And I had already talked to Sam a little bit about, doing a couple guns for myself. All of a sudden, I'm looking at the Bush Light special edition case of, beer.
Yep.
And I snapped him a picture. I said, "Hey, can you do this on my gun?" Sam goes, "Hell yeah." I mean, that was his exact words. Hell yeah. And so it was exciting to go through the process. When I first saw the gun, it was magical. It was way better than I'd ever imagined.
Do you have kids, Brett?
Absolutely.
Was it like having a child born? Was you say it's comparable to the same feeling?
You know what? I would. I mean, it was.
I don't
was
know
awesome.
how your wife would feel about that, but
that's all right.
It
She'll
doesn't.
be all right.
Yeah. So Sam, you own a company, Schiwerks, right?
Yep. Pronounced Schiwerks. Yep.
And so tell me a little bit about your business, what you do with, obviously you're making guns look super cool. And just tell the people listening kind of what your business is and how you even got to where you are. You were telling me a little bit before.
Well, you want the short story or
the medium story?
The medium.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. Well, first off, Cerakote is it's basically ceramic based paint. What they do is they take ceramic powder and mix it with solvent. So when I spray it and put it in the oven and bake it, and that way you're left with the hard ceramic finish. But anyway, how I got into it, initially, I was looking at it doing my own guns. I needed a way to finish my own guns. And I just I've been doing I did auto body for 12 years. And so spraying paint, was second nature to me. So I did a few, well, actually, I didn't do one of my own for a long time. I did my buddy. You met Toad. His was the first one I ever did.
Guys, Toad is an absolute character. He looks like he is an offensive lineman in the NFL, but he's also a pretty good time. So that's a audio visual of Toad. But yeah, keep going.
So I did one of his guns, and pretty soon I was having a lot of other buddies asking, hey, you want to do my gun? And it just kind of progressed from there. And then I was doing, like I said, I was doing auto body 7.5 years here at the place in town. And it was getting to the point where I was either going to buy that place and continue doing auto body for the rest of my life, probably, or do my own thing, Schiwerks. So I kind of decided to take a gamble, and here we are. So.
Yeah, and so we are sitting in his, what I like to call, man cave office. If you are watching on the video, you see the guns on the wall behind us. He's got guitars on the wall. He made the walls look super cool with the wood finish and all of that. So obviously this post blew up, and this is why I'm here about this the Bush Latte gun. So tell me what, after you did it, you obviously, you're doing your thing in normal routine. We finished the gun. You thought it was pretty cool. And then all of a sudden the post starts blowing up? What's it been like since that?
Well, when it first started off, I mean, normally I'll get, a few likes on every picture. And then I seen this one had 17 and then 25 and then 50 likes. And I'm thinking, holy crap, we're big time now. And then pretty soon.
And for perspective for the listeners, so you're at 50 likes, and then what is it at now? Do you know?
It is at over 2,000 likes just on my post, 8,000 some shares, and it's reached 1.5 million people, which is pretty good for small town.
For
Kingsley.
anyone who is in the marketing industry, this is like the holy grail of what you were trying to do with your marketing. And so, yeah,
Absolutely.
once that happens, it's been like crazy busy. You said people want DMing you, and
ever since, I published it on a Wednesday, and ever since that Wednesday, it was just messages coming in every minute, every couple minutes, just ding, 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 ding. And I'm a one-man operation right now, and it's pretty hard to keep up with them for the first while, but it's been obviously great for business. So
yeah, for sure. So a little bit more backstory. I probably should have started with this, but this is how this goes because we're You Betcha and kind of fly by the seat of our pants. The reason why I'm here is all my listeners, the viewers, the fans of the page sent it to me like over 100 times on every platform, all of that. And so I was like, you know what? I got to find these guys. I got to see if they'll let me even shoot it. And so, yeah, we spent the day hanging out, shooting some badass guns. We even blew up a freezer, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it was a freezer, microwave, the whole shebang. So Brad, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What's it been like for you? Because obviously, like, his business was out in front. He's the one getting all the notifications and whatnot. Have your friends been hitting you up and being like, "Dude, your gun's famous"?
It's been pretty silent. Not gonna lie. Not a lot of people. I have not shared it a lot, only because I wanted it to, kind of go viral with us and Schiwerks and with you. I've been pretty quiet with it. It's awesome. I'm constantly reading all of the comments. I mean, try going through 8,800 comments on the pictures of the gun. And then, I mean, just some of the comments were amazing that some of the guys were commenting on. One guy was like, "Oh, great. He's serving up warm lattes now." I mean, it was just the stuff that the followers come up with is awesome.
100%.
Yeah, it's just been really awesome.
So, Sam, what's other than the Bush Latte gun, what's been some of your favorites? And don't say that old style gun that's sitting up there, and you better pick a different one. What are some of the other guns that you've done that you thought were pretty cool? Is there like a Incredible Hulk one you did or anything ridiculous like that?
Nothing too, completely outlandish yet. My most popular scheme is the American flag. Obviously, I get tons of requests for that. You saw the one right back there.
It's right behind you. Yeah.
I've done, just typical schemes, nothing too outlandish yet, but I love the crazy stuff.
So guys, if you got something crazy in mind, you better DM and see if you can see if you can be the one that is the absolutely crazy one that he has to do.
And I've had a lot of challenges, but I've not found one that I couldn't do yet. And I got some buddies that keep trying to give me ones that I can't do. So if you got something crazy, let me know. I'm happy to always try it.
That is definitely a good challenge to try and get you to do something that you can't do.
Yeah.
So we'll probably start wrapping up here quick, but where can they find you and how to find out more about what you do, and if they're interested in getting their gun done, where can they find you?
If you want to find me, you can check out our website on www.schiwerks.com, or our Facebook or Instagram. That's just at Schiwerks on both of those. That has all our contact info. You can, my phone number, you can text me. I don't care. Shoot us a message. We'll get you handled, pretty much whatever you want. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So I will leave you guys with this. Is that what a normal Sunday looks like for you guys? Just hanging out and shooting like that?
Well, we call it Sunday Fun Day, but they're not all that fun. This one was a pretty good
How many
one.
rounds do you think we all fired off total, you think?
Oh, man.
I'm going to interject. It's not called Sunday Fun Day. It's called Sunday Gun Day.
There you go.
There you go. Well, guns are fun. So.
Right.
So there we go. That is how we're probably going to end this Sunday Gun Day Fun Day here in Kingsley, Iowa with Brett and Sam, the guys behind the Bush Latte gun. Thanks for letting me come out and hang out. And
absolutely.
Thanks for coming on the podcast. It was fun. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yep, thanks.
Oh my God, that's cold. Number 2 of the day.
Yeah, unfortunately, I missed that one. I missed the memo.
Yeah,
So-
Ryan opened his during the break, so he doesn't get to on the podcast.
But it happens though.
Yep.
So, oh my God, that looked like so much fun. Like what guy, after seeing the video clip, you got to think to yourself, what guy would not want to go out and just shoot a bunch of just big hardcore guns at random
it was
stuff?
I mean, if you're gonna do like the best testosterone filled afternoon, it is starting off by just unloading rounds from these
Gives me the
rifles.
chills.
There was some handguns, there was some snipers. It was nuts. I mean, these guys were not messing around with the equipment. I mean, like just the best scopes, and they're all dialed in perfectly. So it's like plug and play. Like I show up
Yeah.
and the guns
didn't have to do anything.
Well, the guns make you look like you're a marksman out there.
Right.
And then you blow up. I blew up a chest freezer. I almost want to be like, guys, kind of want this for the You Betcha bunker. Like, do I have to blow it up? But literally blew up a chest freezer, like to smithereens. It just disintegrated.
How far of a shot was it?
Like I think they said it was like 160 yards.
That's not bad.
So it's not
Did
like
you-
a really far shot, but it wasn't like it was like really close because obviously we would have got like shrapnel
Right.
in the face.
Which gun did you shoot at the freezer?
I think it was a 338.
Okay, that's a big gun.
Yeah, it was. It was intense. And then after that, we went back to like their little man cave shed thing where he does all of his work and did a
Dang.
podcast and drank some beer. And obviously, I had to drive home, so I only had a couple. But
Yeah, that's
they were all like, "You got to leave," and I'm like, "I don't want to leave, but yeah, I have to leave."
that's pretty great. How did you even get set up with these guys?
So the fans of the Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, like I got sent photos of this gun like over 100 times.
The Bush Light gun.
Across the platforms. Yeah, the Bush Latte gun. And I was like, I feel like someone might like do a piece of content with it. So I was like, I gotta message these guys. I gotta figure out whose it is.
Yeah.
And see if it's close enough for me to go do some content. And luckily it was within a day's trip. I messaged them and they were like, dude, yeah, I've seen some of your videos. Like, let's do it for sure.
That's awesome.
And then I went down there and they were actually like, they were such a cool group of dudes. It was, like I said, ball busting, hanging out.
Right.
Kind of one of those situations where like you feel like you've been in their squad for a little while, which
Yeah.
is cool. And not to get too sappy, but it was super fun. And
Well, like a social media hangout. It's like you don't expect. I mean, obviously you're probably just a little leery walking into it.
I
but
message a guy who's got a Bush Latte gun and say, hey, can I come shoot it? Yeah, me and a bunch of buddies and we're going to blow stuff up. That sounds kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're walking into.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So
Well, that's the person in the Midwest too. Is like you get this opportunity, and hey, let's just make the quick 6-hour drive down the interstate. Whereas if you're in Northern California driving to Southern California, like good luck. Good luck being in the car for 14 hours.
Yeah.
14, 16 hours,
Yeah,
whatever.
that is an advantage. I didn't even thought about that.
So it's just open highways. It's
What's funny too is so my grandma's thing, my grandparents love golf. And she's always like, you know, we trust this person because he or she's a golfer. You know, like you know nothing about someone and she's like, but you know what? We met them on the golf course. They're good people. And I told the guys while I was there, I was like, you know, I was a little nervous coming down here, just random people. They're going to bring me out into a field and shoot guns. And I go, but these guys got to be good people. They drink Busch Light.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
there's
like
the trust factor,
like
right
the
there.
camaraderie, the brotherhood of drinking Busch Light.
Right.
I wasn't worried at all, and they were super fun to hang out with. And I blew up a chest freezer.
That's wild.
Oh, we also put some tannerite in a car tire, and they put it underneath it, so it popped the tire straight up in the air, and it must have flown like 200 feet in the air. It was insane.
That's awesome. Do you know how many pounds of tannerite they put in the chest freezer? Because I've done like 5 pounds before. Like,
yeah, it was 6.
It was 6. Okay.
It was 6 pounds.
Yeah. Smithereens.
It was 6 pounds. I'm mad because I missed the first shot by like not much. It was like a little bit to the left.
And you got ball busted.
Yeah, it was ball
Did you
busted.
actually?
A little bit.
Okay.
But I was kind of like, they didn't ball bust me too much because I was like, you know, the guest and whatever.
Yeah.
And but I totally deserved it. I missed like slightly to the left. Next one, I obviously just nailed it. Just ice in my veins.
It's pretty cool though that they let you blow up the freezer.
So if if you're listening to the podcast and you haven't seen the video, go check it out on the social medias of us hanging out.
You betcha. OHH. You betcha.
Thank you, Ryan. And yeah, just go check it out and watch it. And honestly, it was just guys being dudes hanging out, shooting some guns and blowing stuff up. I don't know what better like evening or afternoon you could ever have. But
you can't put it much better. Hopefully down the road you can do some more cool meetups like that. Again, one of the biggest perks in the Midwest is like, hey, let's make a quick trip to Iowa for the weekend. And you went on a Sunday. You left. Did you leave Sunday morning and come back Sunday night?
Yeah, I loved it in the interview. Iowa. They called it Sunday Gun Day, which was pretty sweet. But it's also like kind of got the itch now where like I maybe want to like buy some guns myself. So I'm trying to outfit this You Betcha bunker. And
I was gonna say you got a lot of room
and I'm
here.
getting an itch for some other toys, which just is not good. But they all around. I mean, and it's funny because you just get every personality. You get like the big ass dude who always makes funny jokes. You got the guy who is he knows all the details about all the guns. You got the guy who's just kind of there for the good time and for the laughs.
It's the Hangover cast.
Yeah, honestly, a little
essentially,
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're probably listening to this right now and like, that little bastard's kind of making fun of us right now. But yeah. And like I said, like, I feel like every every like group of guys, the cast, like they have one of each one of those guys, which is just funny. But yeah, 5 hours down, 5 hours back. It's a long day, but it was absolutely worth it.
Yeah. Kind of like the first You Betcha meetup in a sense.
Yeah, it was the first
minus the Iowa City.
Yeah, but it was kind of like the first I want to start doing it, but it was the first time like people had seen stuff on social media, sent it to me, and I've reacted to that. I get sent t-shirts, I get sent koozies of like people doing Busch Latte stuff all the time.
Which is great.
But content around it, I can't do much, but because this was an actual like gun that I could shoot and hang out with and meet them, it was pretty fun to do.
It was slick. Yeah. That's like, you just look at that line of work, Cerakoting guns. Like what I do for a day job, we Cerakote squat racks, but the detail that they put
Fitness. Hashtag InstaFit.
Hashtag Fitspo. But no, the detail that goes into that, like, that's amazing work. It's pretty cool that you get to shoot that gun. And he nailed it
too. The detail was insane. So you got to go check the gun out. It's at, you can check it out on Schiwerks Facebook page and Instagram page, I think.
How do you spell that? S-H-Y?
SCHIWERKS.
Yeah,
Schiwerks. Sam was
cool.
a good dude, and he let us hang out and, podcast in his area. So that was cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. For our last segment of the day, we're going to do a thing called the People of Craigslist.
As many of you probably know, after searching on Craigslist before, there are a lot of interesting posts. There are a lot of interesting categories really on Craigslist. And so what we're going to do is we're going to dive in and we're going to pick one and we're going to really dissect what this person is like and what's going on in their life. Because if you ever get a chance, just go look on Craigslist on some of the categories of what people are posting.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. So the people's, whoa.
Because let's start it with we haven't looked through this yet. This is still brand new to us. So we're gonna find things that we haven't even discovered yet on Craigslist.
Yeah. So I literally just pulled up Craigslist.
Yeah.
The segment Peoples of Craigslist. Is it People of Craigslist?
The people of Craigslist.
The people of Craigslist. And I found a category I've never seen before. It's called rants and raves.
Okay.
So there's, if I'm looking on here, there's, all right, bad radio. Okay. All right. So I found one.
Okay.
I'm not joking you. This is literally like the third or fourth one down. The title of this Craigslist posting just says low life, like LOWLIFE.
That's all I need to hear.
No space in between low life. So this is like a total noun. Like he is labeling someone a low life.
Low life. Okay.
Here's the listing, and this is what it says. What kind of POS steals yard Christmas decorations from someone else? You should talk to a professional, in parentheses, at your high school, ? About whatever problems you have in your life, because you have to behave like this. The world is going to get tougher and tougher, and someday, at the right place and time, your behavior is going to backfire on you, and you will go down hard. You're not just going down, you're going down hard. I only wish I could be there to watch. This is a very dynamic listing.
Wow.
I'm not joking. This was literally like one of the first ones that popped up. So first of all, I honestly would say that before we dive into the person that posted it, the person who probably stole these Christmas decorations, I would have to say they probably are a high schooler.
Yeah.
There's two options in my opinion. There's either someone who's on meth and has no idea what they're doing, or they're literally a high schooler and they're driving around with their friends.
Trying to impress their friends, yeah.
Yeah, trying to impress their friends, trying to be funny. They'll probably egg the house next door and they're like,
Yeah.
steal the Christmas decorations too. It'd be funny.
Yeah.
So they probably hit that right on the head.
I'm going to go with the high schooler.
You're going to go high schooler?
Well, and it could be a case where like he might have saw the person do it, which is why he put from your high school ?
Yeah.
Because
probably
the kid
look like
looked
a high
young.
schooler.
Yeah. Kid probably had a ski mask on.
Yeah, very big possibility. But as we get further into this, it really gets dark.
It does. You did a phenomenal job at reading that.
Not to
was
brag, I
great.
did do a good job, but it literally dives in. It says this is going to backfire on you and you will go down hard. So what kind of person do you think posted this?
Man,
This is my guess is this is probably someone who is, they're just trying to do a good job at their job.
Yeah.
They're just trying to like climb the ladder a little bit.
Yep.
They got their normal stresses. They maybe got a couple kids.
They're pissed off.
Is this a
because
guy or a gal, you think?
I think it's a guy for sure. It's a little too aggressive to be a gal. I feel like
Yeah. Okay. So
they'd be
we're
a
going to
little
go,
bit
this is
more
a guy.
remorseful for-
We're going to paint this picture of this guy. So
Yeah.
this is a guy. I would say he's probably in his mid 40s, maybe probably just 50 years old is what I would say. What do you think?
I was gonna say like late 30s.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, because like
use your imagination. We'll
Okay.
go 45 years old in between.
I want to say he's like 5'10", not 5'8" to
5'10".
5'10".
He's not like super overweight, but he just needs to maybe lose some holiday
Yep.
weight. And like I said, he's climbing the ladder. He is trying to just impress his boss. He just wants to make a little extra money.
Yep.
But it's just kind of, he's been spinning his wheels. And I imagine that someone stealing his Christmas decorations is like this guy's last straw.
Yeah.
And he has nowhere else to turn other than the Craigslist rants and raves section.
Okay, so like, what's going through your mind when this happens, like, I need to get on
my
Craigslist. I need to post this on Craigslist right now.
Yeah.
Rants and raves.
My followers on Craigslist are gonna absolutely be livid like I am right now.
They're gonna jump right on my side.
The really sad part about this post though is right at the end when he says we're like this is a he. This 5'10", little overweight, 45-year-old male says, "I only wish I could be there to watch." He
Dark,
is literally,
man. That's dark.
like he's literally like, I can't wait to watch the world burn type of thing, like the Joker and Batman.
Yeah, I think he just really enjoys Christmas. Honestly, I wouldn't want to be in a Christmas setting with him.
I just thought of another scenario, right? So we've got that guy, right, who's really frustrated, and it seems like his life isn't going the way he wanted, and that's why he's lashing out. The other thing that I just thought of is we've all seen, and you may be one of these people, we have all seen the overzealous Christmas decorate my house person with the big blow-ups, lights
100%.
all the way across the entire house. Like we're talking in front of the house, on the roof, like Clark Griswold on Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, the plastic reindeer all over the place.
Reindeer. Even like whoever is who buys this, I don't know, but it's literally like a little mini projector light, it projects onto
the whole house.
Onto the one, like one of the sides of the walls.
Yeah.
And it like just does like a Merry Christmas and just changes colors. Probably has one of those.
I call that lazy though. That's lazy when it comes to putting Christmas lights up.
Yeah, but
the projector screen. But
I imagine this guy has that in addition to all the other stuff.
Yes,
so it's
agreed.
like he's above and beyond. So this is this guy's Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
Christmas time, he is like, I am going to show off to all of my neighbors. I am going to show this cul-de-sac who is the boss, who is the alpha dog. As soon as snow hits the ground, he's got all of his decorations up. And the reason why he's posting on Craigslist is because this is his entire life. This is his heart and soul. And it's just been ripped out of his chest because someone stole it.
This is probably like one thing that he has been good at in his life. Not saying like he's a low life that has, just kind of like skipped through.
Yeah, I don't imagine this guy is actually a low life. No,
but this is probably like the one thing that he's really good at. And some high schooler kid, again, we're making
well, he
assumptions.
assumes it's a high school guy.
Some high school kid just came in and like stole some of his stuff or broke it or did something like that. But the fact that he would love to watch.
Yeah, so that's the part that hangs me up is
yes.
But maybe he did this, like I imagine when this guy's writing it, he is like punching his fingers through the keys.
He's a hunt and peck type guy.
Just pop. Yeah, he's not using like all of his fingers. He's using his pointer fingers to type on here like my dad does.
Yep.
This guy, I love what we also forgot that you need to talk to a professional. So I honestly think that the guy who wrote this kind of needs to talk to a professional because he's ranting to the people of Craigslist. I wish that there was like a comment thread on this. That would, I feel
Reddit. Like, if it was on Reddit, he would get, well, that could be a Reddit thread. He would get so roasted.
He would absolutely get roasted. This poor guy's, but then again, like, what if someone stole his like $5,000 Santa sleigh and reindeer setup and projector screen all in one? Tough. It's hard out there for a middle-aged person who gets a little overzealous on the
loves to live up the Christmas holiday.
Yeah. So that was our People of Craigslist segment.
I like that. I think that went well.
I can't wait for next week if we do it again to like see what other stuff is on Craigslist. Maybe next week we should do 2 People of Craigslist.
Okay. We'll keep them a little bit shorter. We'll make our assumptions a lot sooner in the diagnosis.
Well, yeah. So, and if you think you got your own assumption of this guy, well, if you think it's a woman too, we totally stereotype this person.
Again, assumptions. Yep.
So if you have an opinion about this guy who wrote Low Life, what kind of POS steals your Christmas decorations? I only wish I could be there to watch you basically go down in flames. Let us know.
The Craigslist rants and raves.
That was the peoples of Craigslist. This You Betcha Radio podcast was brought to you by our friends at the Bev Buckle. Bev Buckle is a belt buckle that is the world's first retractable drink holder, and you can find them at bevbuckle.com. That's BEVBUCKLE.com, and you can get 15% off of your order by using promo code YouBetcha with no space, YOUBETCHA at bevbuckle.com using promo code YouBetcha for 15% off.
And that is the conclusion of episode number 2 of the You Betcha Radio podcast from the brand new You Betcha bunker.
Yep.
Guys, remember to go check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, at OUBetcha, at OHHUBetcha. Remember also the big news, I almost said Nectar of the Gods. That is available, but the brand new shirt, the Nectar Mountains shirt, along with all the other shirts that we've released, now available on the website, www.
www World Wide Web.
.OUBetcha.com, OHHUBetcha.com. We got some pretty cool content coming up. I just want to plug that really quick because, again, we're in the brand new You Betcha bunker. This is going to give us a big opportunity to produce more content, get Miles out of his living room, be able to do some cool DIY projects, and just keep it fresh for you guys. You know, the same background, the same atmosphere all the time. Gets a little bit stagnant because, again, I don't think Miles is as funny as you guys do, but
I don't know. He laughed a couple times this one.
I tried to hold back.
You were losing it in the Craigslist section there.
It was good stuff. The Craigslist ending was that was a good way to close out the podcast. So a lot of new content coming up. Some ranch wranglers, of course. We're going to be sticking with that. So I am Ryan, the T-shirt guy,
and I am Miles, You Betcha guy. I hope that your bush lattes are always cold and your ranch is always runny. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
God, that's cold.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.